I want to discuss with you a very important point in income from house property. So what I want to discuss with you is that in case in any question, if three houses are given and all the three houses are used by the assessee only for self-occupied purpose. So he is using all the houses for self-occupied purpose. So whenever he is using all houses for self-occupied means he himself is staying in the house. Okay, so he is declaring that he only is using all the three houses. Then how to do the solution in that case? Let us discuss that because that is very important. I discussed all income from house property problems in previous lectures. If you want, you can go through my channel and you can go to playlist. There you can select income from house property and you can go through all the problems. Different variety of problems are available there, but I did not discuss this kind of question, so let me give clarity regarding that. Here, if three self-occupied houses are given in any question, okay, so how to do the solution? So can we calculate all the houses under self-occupied? No, we should not do like that according to Income Tax Act. Then how to do that? So if we are not going to calculate all the three houses as self-occupied, then how to do the solution? So here we have to calculate all the three houses, calculation under income from house property in different three situations. So there is work here, so you should follow all that. So let us discuss that. For one problem we have to make calculation under three different situations. First situation, you should write in your answer also situation 1. So you have to assume house 1 as let out and house 2 and house 3 as self-occupied houses. Why like that? Because Income Tax Act is saying that assessee can use two houses as self-occupied. Only two houses he can use only for self-occupied. So third house is not allowed as self-occupied. Even he is declaring that it is used as self-occupied, it is treated by Income Tax Department as let out house only. So here a chance is given to the assessee to select any house as a let out of three houses. So what the assessee will do, where actually the income is less, okay, that situation he will select. So how? Here under situation 1 he assumes that house 1 as let out, remaining two houses like house 2 and house 3 as self-occupied houses, and he do calculation. So house 1 he treat as let out, he will do the calculation. Okay, how actually we do calculation and we calculate income from house property under let out house, he follows that format and he calculates. And house 2 house 3 he treats as self-occupied and he actually calculate that. And what he will do, if house 1 income is getting, house 2 house 3 losses or income is getting, he will add all the incomes and he will deduct loss. Okay, from any house if he is getting loss, he will deduct that loss from remaining incomes. So he will see what is the net income from house property and he will keep aside. Okay, so and he will go to next situation also, that is second situation. What he will do under second situation, he will treat second house as a let out now. So under first situation he is treated first house as let out. So under second situation he is treating second house as let out. Okay, under first situation he treated house 1 as a let out. Now what he is doing, he is treating second house as let out and house 1 and house 2 as self-occupied houses, and he will again do the calculation under second situation. Okay, so house 2 he treats as let out and he will do the calculation. House 1 and house 3 he treats as self-occupied and he do the calculation. And next he will deduct losses if any are there from the incomes, and he will see net income under situation 2 again. And next he will go to situation 3. And here in situation 3, house 3 is treated as self-occupied now. Okay, he is treating house 3 as a self-occupied house. And next house 1, sorry students, house 3 it treats as let out and house 1 and house 2 it treats as self-occupied house. Okay, So again he will do calculation under situation 3 also. House 3 under self occupied format he will do, sorry, house 3 he will do under let out house format, and house 1 and house 2 he will do under self occupied house format. And if any incomes are there and any losses are there, losses he will deduct from incomes, then he will get net income from house property. Then at last what he will do, he will compare the net income under situation 1, net income under situation 2 and net income under situation 3. So if wherever he is getting less income, less net income from house property, that situation he will select and he will intimate to the income tax department. Suppose he is getting less income, why after comparing these three situations incomes, so he is getting net income under situation 3 for example, then he will say that he is going to treat house 3 as let out and house 1 and house 2 as self occupied houses, because income is less under situation 3. He will intimate to the income tax department that he is going to treat house 3 as let out and house 1 and house 2 as self occupied houses, because income will be less, tax also will be less. Okay, so that facility will be given by the income tax department to the assessee in case if he is using 3 houses as self occupied, but income tax department never allows 3 houses as self occupied. He will give they will treat, income tax department will treat only 2 houses as self occupied house, remaining one way they will treat as let out house, but option will be given to the assessee to select any house as let out, any one house as let out, remaining 2 houses as self occupied. So what the assessee will do, he chance is given to him, he will select where actual income is less because tax will be less. So these 3 situations he will take into account and he calculates all the houses income from house property, and he will see what is the net income under these 3 situations. Then that situation he will adopt and he will intimate to the income tax department. Hope this is clear students, because you will get these kind of problems also in the final examination. So you have to concentrate on this type of problems also. You have problem in H. Premraj textbook 18th question like this, you can do solution. Okay, so you have to, you know, everyone, I explained in the previous lectures how to do let out house property income and how to calculate income from house property in case of self occupied houses. Just here the treatment is like this, you have to calculate under situation 1 for 3 houses, under situation 2 for 3 houses, under situation 3 for 3 houses. Then you should compare all the net incomes, wherever you have less, that decision is yours. Okay, you have to select that situation and you have to give the answer that. Okay, so I just now I explained, if situation 3 income, net income is less, the assessor will assume that house 3 as let out and house 1 and house 2 as self occupied houses. Okay, so hope this is clear for everyone. So all the best for your exam students. Hope this is clear. If you understand the class, like the video, share it and subscribe the channel. Thank you.